How do you take a component like this from 4 ops to 1 op? You invest in an Okuma MU5000V. Graham, thank you very much for the invitation to T&R Precision Engineering. Now, this fabulous Okuma MU5000V 5-axis. Now, this has really taken up a massive part of your plant here. But tell me a little bit about the reason you've bought this machine.
The reason why we bought this machine is because we run a contract to supply some castings to a customer of ours, and the inherency of machining those castings was very labour intensive, and we found that we were getting a lot of human error. So the investment was made to try and remove some of that human error.
So when you're talking about the change, how many operations was you actually using on the older technology that you got here on the machine tools?
The previous process, you used either 3 or 4 operations depending on the product.
Now, looking at the type of component, it's obviously a component that is cast. Now, I'm led to believe that castings can be very variable. Does that make a big difference in machining?
Yeah, it can do, more so in the setup of the component within the machine, but yeah, it is very problematic.
So now you've got the Okuma, does this give you the opportunity of basically one-hit machining?
Yes, it does. We've been able to develop a method of fixturing that allows us to access all areas of the component.
When you look at this component, I presume the fixturing is very, very key to this. How was you actually using it on the old process and now on the new process?
We're not using the same fixturing at all. The problem that we was having on the old process is we had a fixed centre of rotation, and what we had to do there was manipulate each component to that centre line of rotation. What the turn cut allows us to do is move the centre of rotation to the component.
Now, Graham, fixturing is a big part of machining, and when you invest in such a machine like this Okuma, how important was it to get the fixturing right for this component?
The fixturing was quite a big deal, really. We had the idea of what we needed to do and how to go about it, but we provisionally went to NCMT because we knew that there was the vendors for that particular bit of equipment that were required.
And also I see that you've ventured down the path of the automation side. What does that allow you to offer to the process now?
What that allows us to do is set the component up in the fixture while the machine is actually running on another component. So we're removing all that downtime from setting the component out of the machining process.
And when you look at the components you're actually machining, what's the sort of accuracy levels that you need to be with this component?
Quite tight, really. We are looking in areas to put a minus a foul.
Wow, that's quite important. And I understand it is for an aerospace component, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Now, when you look at this machine now has been here for about a year now, obviously with the automation, big learning curve. Tell us a little bit about the journey that you've had with NCMT, learning the processes, having the support, etc.
Yeah, well, the support from NCMT has been absolutely fantastic. We set off on this journey 2 years ago. We were looking for somebody to assist us in what we actually wanted to do. And that involved us going down to NCMT, going out to Okuma in Germany to basically prove the relevant bits of the process out prior to us placing the order.
And I suppose with looking at the component, it looks like quite hard material as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Inconel 617. It's nasty, horrible stuff. So it's been by no means an easy feat.
I suppose the process that you was using before, up to 4 ops. Into one-hit machining here, it gives you the flexibility to go after other work with this investment now.
Yeah. By being able to move that work from 3-4 machines onto one machine, it's enabled us to free up quite a bit of capacity across the shop.
And to a certain extent, looking at the size of that robot, obviously that can actually, it looks like it can lift more than the machine could hold.
It can, yeah. The robot itself's got a 750 kilogram payload, so it can cope with more than what the machine can.
So looking into the future, Graham, yeah, by investing in this Okuma with the automation, I presume it gives you a very, very strong opportunity to win work in other sectors because of the flexibility and diversity of this machine.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. Yeah, it's like as you say, it's been a big investment, and you know, the flexibility that allows us will hopefully attract new business from other potential customers.
And finally, Graham, tell us a little bit about the relationship with NCMT, the service and the backup to make sure this project is working 100% efficiently.
The level of support has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, in particular the applications lab that we've had on site for a good number of months, his level of knowledge and his patience with us, you know, he's his first Okuma after all, has been absolutely fantastic. You know, we can't thank NCMT enough for that.